Okay, to remove the power steering pump, pretty simple. Bolt at the bottom, bolt at the top, your tube, 210 mils that is connected to your power steering tank, and your banjo, which is then, it's this tube here, which in theory is connected to the bottom of the pump. Now, that is actually the main reason why I'm making this video, is that I've run into a problem that my pump that has been come out of my V10 has actually got the connection at the bottom. So with the connection at the bottom, you need to obviously connect your banjo, which is a straight pipe, right, to this straight pipe, which then is connected to the bottom of your power steering pump. The tube comes straight out underneath the engine mount, next to the intercooler tube, around and back down to the power steering. At this point I realized that I had ordered and installed the incorrect pump for this car. So therefore I consulted the VW documentation on it, and I've realized that, yeah, the documentation actually has a picture of two pumps. So there's one pump there and one pump here. But of course the V10 does not have two pumps. So that's when I actually realized that pump 19 has got a connection at the bottom, the one I need, and it has a straight connection, high pressure pipe with a straight metal piece that goes to the power steering. If you follow it, it goes all the way to the power steering. And the other pump has got the connection at the top, right? And the tube that connects to it is no longer a straight one. If your connection is on the top, it's kind of a wiggly one. Now the problem that comes in here is that I've looked on the internet, Amazon's, eBay's, everywhere, to try and determine, to try and buy a pump with a connection at the bottom, and that is not possible. I've looked in every website in Europe, America, to try and find a pump that comes out with a connection at the bottom, and brand new ones I cannot find. All the adverts on the internet, Amazon's and eBay's, all have the pump with a connection coming out at the top, as I have at the moment, which then obviously presents a problem because you cannot connect your straight cable, your straight pipe, towards the power steering anymore. So as you can see here, because the pump has got a connection at the bottom, you actually need a tube that comes straight out. This is the original tube that was in the car, and obviously then it goes to your power steering rack, one connection. However, because this is now straight and I can no longer connect it at the bottom, I need to now connect it at the top. This no longer works. Therefore, I looked on the internet, and on the TOUAREG, the 2.5 one, they have a different type of tube, which is this one. Now, on the 2.5, the pumps that you find on the internet are made for this tube. This tube actually connects on the top of the pump, right? But then, however, it goes away from the motor and connects to the power steering rack, which also has a funny squiggly there. So therefore I ordered this one, but however this one I'm going to mount now upside down in order for it to drop down and go through the engine mount and intercooler tube. So therefore my final setup using the 2.5 tube is actually, I'm going to mount it, connect it to the top. I did, however, have to bend the pipe a little bit further down in order for it to fit next to the future intercooler tube and the engine mount bracket.